If you're in the business of building applications for utility, you know this feeling all too well. Another project kicks off, and before you can even touch the business logic, you're right back at it, building the same foundational plumbing you built on the last project. It's a constant cycle of reinvention that just bleeds time and money. We're here to talk about how to break that cycle once and for all.
Right? It's the question that just hangs in the air at every single project kickoff. You have a clear goal. Maybe it's to improve grid monitoring or streamline customer billing. But instead of actually tackling that, your team gets bogged down laying the same pipes, wiring the same circuits over and over and over again. And look, this isn't just about being inefficient. It's like an industry-wide tax on innovation. Every dollar you spend rebuilding problems that have already been solved is a dollar you're not spending on modernizing the grid. And every little inconsistency between your applications isn't just a headache, it's a brand new potential security risk. So what are we talking about here? What's this stuff we keep rebuilding every single time? Well, it's this core foundation. Things like identity management for all your different users, crews, contractors, even regulators. Role-based access control, making sure data is isolated between different operating companies. Configuration management, and maybe the biggest one of all, auditable logging for compliance. These are fundamentally solved problems, but we keep forcing our best teams to solve them from scratch, which just introduces new risks and inconsistencies every time. And this quote, it really cuts right to the heart of it, doesn't it? This isn't just some technical inconvenience, it's a massive financial drain. Think about it. Every hour your best engineers spend on this duplicated work is an hour they're not spending on improving operational efficiency or delivering a better experience for customers. It's budget that's literally being burned on infrastructure instead of innovation. Okay, so how do we get out of this loop? How do we break this expensive, risky cycle? Well, the solution is to stop rebuilding and start standardizing. And this is exactly where the Riptide platform comes into play. It's designed from the ground up to provide a common, secure, and reliable foundation for all your utility applications. You see, Riptide is really built on two core pillars that are super tightly integrated. On one side, for your developers, you've got the Platform SDK. It's a powerful .NET toolkit. And on the other side, for your operators and your compliance folks, you have the Application Manager, which is basically a central command center for all your Riptide-enabled apps. Let's dig into how they work together.
All right, let's start with the SDK. Its entire reason for being is to give your development teams a massive head start. It provides tested, production-ready solutions for all those foundational things we just talked about. And that frees up your team to focus on what actually matters, the unique business logic that drives real value.
Okay, now this is a total game changer. We call it the do-nothing application. I know it sounds a little strange, but it is incredibly powerful. Imagine a complete, production-ready application shell that's already wired up to security, logging, configuration, everything. It's the perfect foundation for all those simple data management, CRUD-style apps that every utility needs dozens of. It means your developers can start building real business value on day one, not month 3. And the whole SDK is just built from the ground up with the developer experience front and center. We're talking about comprehensive documentation with clear code examples that brings IntelliSense to life right inside the IDE. It's all built on a solid foundation using proven patterns like clean architecture. So this isn't just about going faster, it's about building it the right way the first time, which reduces technical debt and makes your entire application portfolio easier to maintain. Okay, so we've talked about the developer. Now let's pivot and think about the operator, the person actually running the application. This is where the Application Manager comes in. It provides that centralized control that is so often missing, especially in a heavily regulated environment like utility.
And for a regulated utility, this is really the heart and soul of the platform. It gives you a single pane of glass to manage roles and access across all your apps, which enforces consistency and least privilege. The unified audit trail completely transforms compliance, making audits for things like NERC CIP and other state requirements so much simpler. And it does all this while managing the complexity of different user types and keeping data properly isolated across your operating companies.
When you put it side by side like this, the difference is, well, it's just night and day. Before Riptide, you've got this collection of siloed apps. Each one has its own security model, its own configuration. It makes audits an absolute nightmare. With Riptide, you get a consistent, centrally managed ecosystem. It really does transform application development from a series of slow, risky, one-off projects into a streamlined, secure, and auditable process. And we made the business side of this really simple because we want you to use it, not worry about licensing. It's a single organizational license. What does that mean? It means unlimited users, unlimited applications, and unlimited environments. Dev, test, production, you name it. This gets rid of any artificial limits and lets you architect your systems the way you need to for your operational and regulatory needs, not to try and game some licensing model.
So, you might be thinking, this sounds great, but how do we get started? Well, the good news is it's a clear, logical path. This isn't some huge, monolithic rip-and-replace project. It's a strategic adoption that's designed to deliver value at every single stage. It's a really straightforward process, actually. First, we invite your team to evaluate the SDK and see for themselves the immediate acceleration they'll get. From there, we can look at integrating with your existing identity systems. Then, you can explore all the centralized control you get with the Application Manager. And finally, you can engage directly with our team to build a strategic roadmap that aligns perfectly with your modernization goals.
Look, the most important takeaway here is that you can stop the cycle of reinvention. It's time to standardize your foundation, accelerate how you deliver applications, and dramatically simplify compliance. To learn how the Riptide platform can fit into your specific modernization strategy, just reach out to Riptide Sales at sales@riptide.solutions.